All right, guys. Would you rather medium or hard bots? Medium or hard bots? Okay, hard. Let's see him play hard. All right. Seek is feeling comfortable. Let's go hard. All right. So, I do know for a fact Zirian is relatively decent at the game. Seek, hyping himself up. We'll see how he does here. 4 is a diamond. That tells you a lot. And then Humor has played a couple games with us. So, Zirian, you skipped one, so you're fine to play. You skipped one, so you're fine to play. That's kind of how I'm playing it. You just gotta skip out the next lobby. I think that makes the most sense. It's claiming that hard is gold, but I think they're probably more like plat bots. Goofy, you can jump in next. You can jump in next. Everyone that's in this lobby right now skipped out last game, so. We gotta go from there. Go from there. Congratsels, I'm gonna be out of town, I think. Oh, I know I'm gonna be out of town, so I will not be able to do the tourney on the 15th. At least I don't believe so. I'll talk to the missus when she gets home tonight, and we'll see if we're just gonna be on vacay, and I don't necessarily want to have to kind of go anywhere. Yep, Cork, we'll do some more later. I'm going to try to... So last game I kind of focused on Troll a little bit more and try to like do some minor things. This game, I'm going to try to focus on Seek and 4 because Zirian's been in here before. And Humor, I'll try to catch you too. So Zirian's kind of the least of my focus. Then we'll go Seek for Humor. Or Seek, Humor 4 maybe, because 4 is a higher elo. We'll kind of figure it out. Olev, honestly, it's just lack of preparing for future waves, really. A lot of people build for the current wave they're on, not the waves that are coming forth, right? And so that's one thing I really think holds a lot of people back, right? They are building for 5-6 and not just 5-6, right? They're not looking at, okay, how do I hold 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Like they don't look at the future. So like if you just got to set on 5, don't build for 6, build for 7. As long as you think you're a good enough position to hold, you didn't leak hard on 5. If you did, it's a pro leak. Your units are still relatively good on 6. Start building for 7. You don't need to build for 6 then, right? So start looking at the future. You always want to start looking at the future. If you look too singularly, you're going to start falling behind. Then you start to fall behind. Now, keep in mind, these bots are not going to double brute you. At least I don't think we've seen any double brutes early, at least. Maybe. You know, no, we have seen a couple double, triple brutes early. So they might, if they feel you're weak enough and the bot decides it wants to try hard you. But try to play prepared for the next coming waves, right? If you play too singularly, it's going to be a problem. All right. Jiren ready. Seek ready. The bots, I don't believe, are ever leakable by Snail. Correct, Typhon. They very rarely skip. So if they're sending you double brutes, it's going to be more or less like wave 9, 10 at the most, depending on how the waves prefacing it worked, right? If you're having long waves on 8, for instance, they're more likely to send you double brood on 9. Just keep that in mind. The bots are plannable, right? You can plan around them. It's how I do diamond bots, is they have set tendencies no matter what they are. So we are 4 to 5 ready. Humor, you're good? 3 out of 4, I should say. Humor good? I'm going to assume yes, because he's chilling in here. All right, we're going to send. Just play like normal, guys. I'll do my best. Again, I'm going to focus more on Seek here because he wants to get coached in the future. And then we'll kind of look around at other people as well as we go. Zirian, just try to follow good practices, right? You've watched a lot of my content, so is 4. Follow good practices. Split consistently. Plan for waves ahead. 40 Mythium Scent, push a worker. Try not to fall out of the game, right? You know these games in 4v4 are going to go late. That's another thing. You know it's going to go late. Saving hard early probably doesn't benefit you very much. You want to try to keep your income up in a 4v4. Now, that's obviously a little different than a 2v2 and how you'd play normally in a ranked situation, but you want to play with what you're playing in, right? It's just like the classic games we play. Custom games, I should say. So 4 went greed, Seek went greed, Zirian went redraw, and Humor went chaos. Oof. Just auto send till 15. Yeah, it's honestly not a bad idea. You can still like send to try to leak, but honestly, income sending till 15 or later is probably the play. Mega, just get on to the next one. There's space for you. So you and Goofy are in. We'll kind of go from there. All right, so let's see what people are building. So we got a Bone Crusher coming out by 4. It's an advanced open. What does he have? Sure. Okay, so he's got a Bone Crusher with Gargoyle. Really good open early. Really good open early. Can't start by Zirian. Nice. Humor, you don't need the extra Chain Fist. One thing I would say, Seek, is build that Gargoyle half a square up rather than right in front. So like in this positioning. Yep. That's going to give you more consistent build, right? Because then you can build to the right down bottom. With your build, I see a couple open opportunities. I think the best ones for you are probably Gargoyle with Angler like you're doing. Otherwise, going similar in a start to how 4 is about to go. Bone Warrior with Gargoyle on 2 with a split with the Crusher is a really good start as well. The Angler might take aggro when you get sent. It's a little bit iffy, Seek. But 20s across the board. 20s across the board, so push your workers if you want them. Just be careful for the next coming send. Humor, play smart because you got Chaos, man. It can get really sketchy really quick. If you can, play smart. Stacks for Cat on start are 3, 4 if you go 5 worker, which in this situation will be 4. And so on and so forth. Seek, you're going to be safe in this situation to probably push another worker this coming wave, right? You probably should be, again, since you start with 1 worker, 4 workers, 5 worker, you can probably be 5 worker. The question is, how do you hold on 4 and 5, which you might need to look at Angler a little bit more. Your Angler should be about 75 stack by the end of 3, so kind of keep that in mind. Not terrible placements 4, but there is another option where you put the Green Devil half a square down from the Bone Crusher, and then you can upgrade that to a Green Devil later on. It tends to work pretty well. I use that set up a little bit. Then Zirian, if you don't get a send on 2, what you'll want to do is get the cat upped. Then at most, Seek, you realistically just need to add a split here. If they send you a DT, you can leak, so maybe add a split of another Gargoyle even, and you should be okay. You just want to pull it to the right as much as you can. As much as you can to the right. You're a little under here. Don't panic. If you leak small, it's fine. Worry about getting that Angler upgraded as soon as possible. Either even or half down's fine here. I usually try to do even when I've got the situation where I'm 2 columns in, but it doesn't really matter too much. You can adjust your split pretty easily. Okay, you just get a single snail. What in the heck just happened there? Okay, that was weird. I can't tell if that's a visual bug or if it's actually just busted. You have the option to push here. I think that's fine. You gotta be careful a little bit now, 4-5. Since you don't have the greatest roll in terms of scaling. The snail bug, maybe there's an angler bug. Yeah, it kind of is what it looked like. Good hold here, Zyron. Good job with the Bone Crusher. The hold here, Bone Crusher is a little sketchy, but that's a good hold. Green Devil for the Bone Crusher is probably your next best step. And first of all, don't sweat. Angler should be 1 full square down. Yeah. If you want the angler to be in a better position, probably full square down, but this does work. Now in this situation, you're kind of at a crossroads here. Seek, you could theoretically just go a Bone Crusher isn't bad. I don't love the idea. I like the idea. Don't love the positioning. You can go Fire Archer here. I don't think it would be terrible. Bone Crusher's fine though. No send. You lucked out. I think you full hold here. Oh nope. Never mind. Lizard. You probably don't full hold here. But Buckler, I think, Double Buckler was what I was gonna say. Double Buckler, I think, is probably a better play. Again, don't feel the need to change your build because I'm telling you mid-game what I would do differently. That's gonna cause you to leak more often than not. Be careful pushing another worker here. I think you need to get your angler upgraded to start looking at angler being buffed up enough. Small leak, not a huge deal. 46%, bigger than you probably want. But you were also sitting on how much gold there? 50 some. Not too big of a deal. Sloth, thank you for the prime. Appreciate the Bezos bucks. I think with Buckler, with Bone Crusher there, you're probably fine. The problem I have is Bone Crusher being that far down. It's going to kind of cause some weirdness. Your split's a little funky. Not a huge deal. So I'd probably say angler up here. Shift that extra 55 if you have to. You could realistically bounty hunter upgrade to a kingpin next wave, because I really don't see a whole lot of options for you. If you can, you realistically want to get something like the Yazora out for 6, and I'd even say Yazora behind the Buckler would be an okay positioning. It would tank the split a little bit more, and it's not necessarily like needed. Fire Archer down there might have pulled some creeps. That's kind of what I was thinking, Typhon. The Fire Archer down bottom there might have pulled just enough creep after the Gargoyle died, and it would still give you good aggro on that wave. Double 40 here. A double king up here. You can probably push 6 worker, but just be careful. 6 worker and then even upgrading the Buckler next probably wouldn't be a terrible decision. I'm just wondering how you're going to hold on. How you're going to hold on 7-8. Upgraded Buckler here is not bad. But then I'd say you probably are going to still realistically need a Yazora for 7 or 8 somewhere in there to try to get you a little bit more DPS tank value. You lack like kind of a mid-game DPS outside of Angler, which is a little sketchy. Not terrible for your role, but can be a little bit weird. So like right now, Buckler upgraded probably is your best play for 6. And then 25 under, what does that give you for value on wave 7? Do you know? I would maybe say like another T1 if you're feeling sketchy here. You're okay, but not great. Snail, 60 cent. Depending on aggro, this is fine. Looks like though your Green Devil takes all aggro, and then your Buckler's going to take all right after. You'd say place another Angler and play something better. Another Angler here wouldn't have necessarily been terrible. And then reroll. You're going to leak 2. That's the sketchy part about playing with... Oh, that's really unfortunate. The Rocco's going to survive with 4 HP, 4% HP. That's where it's like the sketchy part about going 6 worker is you kind of sit in kind of a... With Angler, you don't want to push too much, right? I would have said it might have been better for us to have not pushed the worker there and gone for Yozora. Yozora would have full cleared there. I'm almost guaranteeing it would have full cleared. If not full cleared better, giving you more tank time. Yozora here still is probably your play if you can get it. It looks like you should be close, but should get it. I'd say Yozora here. And then maybe re-roll and look for something to get rid of your anglers. You really don't want a third one at this point, or even a second one. It's kind of a little bit too late to get more of them. You kind of want just another mid-game, mid-tier DPS. So you're looking for something like an Elite Archer, a Zeus, even a Halo would be something decent. You need like another carry DPS unit, in my opinion. Ah, okay. If you rerolled already, I would say probably drop another Angler behind your Bounty Hunter here. It probably won't get many stacks, but you need something in the wings to try to do DPS. Your mid game's gonna get really sketchy. Your mid to late's gonna get really sketchy with no DPS here. The bright side, the bots are dying, so that's good. You'll easy hold here, so that's good. You can probably push, that's another 60-10, probably push at least 1 or 2. 1 here, for sure, because you didn't push off the last 60 because you leaked. Which is probably fine. With Angler, you don't want to over push, right? I would say, what do you got to have here? I would probably go another Angler, if not 2. Maybe a Buckler in the split. You're going to realistically need a lot of DPS out of those Anglers, mid to late game. Kingpins, that is. Which is going to be a little rough. But I'd say kind of have to kind of deal with it. Kind of play around it. You want the Bounty Hunter probably on 9 or 10. Angler, maybe another Gargoyle. Make sure you have 250 to get the Bounty Hunter upgraded for next. You'll be probably about a 120 stack. Should be fine. Uh-oh. Did Siek just die? Siek might have just died. I couldn't tell who left. Oh, that was Fluffy. Never mind. Looks like a Pro League, maybe. Humor that they're bots, man. They can go for leak. Okay, that's a hold. That's a good hold. Siek, I would probably just push 1 or 2 here. And make sure you get the Bounty Hunter upgraded. Yeah, then push the other one here. Should be fine. Now, what are the spells again? Dark Ritual, Lizard Army, Auto Assault. If I were you, I'd take Dark Ritual. Make sure you get a bunk in the split, or a bunk in front of your Bounty Hunter, Kingpin. But you're definitely going to want a bunk at one point. Dark Mage is going to be really beneficial to getting your DPS from the Kingpin higher. So I'd say start looking at maybe a Dark Mage placement here sooner than later. The King Ups here push full. Push absolutely full. So I would say you just got, 160, push 4 worker at least. You've got a Kingpin that's 115 stack. You're not phenomenal 9, or excuse me, 10, but you're good. holds. Okay. I would say just continue to income send at this point, Seek. Times are tough. Humor, it happens. You're playing Chaos. It's also really difficult. I love Chaos personally, but it's not a very consistent. Oh, does he leak? He does. Okay. That's a little sketchy for you guys because it's going to delay the wave. How you looking so far? Looking okay. Red went Greed, I believe. Honestly, Humor, ask Typhon. Typhon's good advice. Usually you're not going to want to have a Growl for too long. I would say maybe place that Angler in more of a circle formation. Doesn't really matter. Just be consistent with the rest of your build, Seek. So I'd maybe place it, here rather than half down. Yeah. It really doesn't matter. You don't have an aura. We both know you don't have an aura, but it gives the illusion that you have an aura to the enemy, which can sometimes be a benefit. Right? Making it seem like you have something you don't is a mind game that you can kind of play around, right? They might think now, oh shoot, does he have an antler? Does he have any number of things? Sadly, your Zora got targeted late. Small leak out of you is fine. I'd still push pretty hard. Shut down on you is actually kind of laughable, to be honest. Still push probably 2-3 workers off that. I would also say you can still go Dark Ritual. Get your value out of some of this. Some of this early push that you can get from the Kingpin. The bots leaking is helpful for you guys. Going on, Peony. If you guys are all taking Dark Ritual, make sure you try to protect your king. You cannot leak now these next couple waves. All of you guys are going to be kind of pushing that health down, right? I would say bunk on the split in front of your gargoyle is the best place for it, Seek. The problem right now is bunk is going to take no aggro, and because it's a ranged DPS tank. So in reality, if you want to place bunk on the left-hand side, which isn't bad, you can place it to the to like 2 squares ahead of your Royal Guard. That's, I think, correct placement. Otherwise, you're best off doing something like this. In this situation, I probably wouldn't go Green Devil, and I'd go Buckler upgrade in the split. It's not terrible. So, you notice how the bunk is now taking aggro from half the wave. That's what you realistically want, at least. Yeah, this is AOA, guys. I was kind of expecting that. Bot's gonna king. Now, bots went try hard real bad, actually. Damn. Both disciples got sniped. That happens if you have your disciples that far forward with only a single T1. It's a rat. Like in that situation, you need at least a couple rats or something. Shut down. Bots love offensive spells? Yeah. Well, that's why I told them to take Dark Ritual and hold. Didn't work. Had no more money. Ah. Gotcha. Shut down. I was hoping the Dark Ritual would give him enough value to hold. Well, bright side, Seek, you didn't leak. Downside is the rest of your team did, so there's something there. King wasting an attack. What's new? Okay, Seek, I would say your next worry wave is currently 13. So Bounty Hunter here is completely fine. Just make sure you get that Yozora upgraded for 13, if you can. You should be fine here. 105 left over. I'd almost shift that. Cover over your gold. Make sure you get the Yozora for upgraded Arc Tear. I would also say you can start looking at maybe doing a Dark Mage at some point. If you had the extra 100 gold, Dark Mage is not necessarily terrible. I don't know with this positioning if Dark Mage is going to get, like, sniped from the split. And it might. You guys are looking. You're looking fine, Seek. Dark Mage getting sniped is less than ideal, but just make sure you get enough for Arc Tear and push the rest realistically. You're sitting in a good spot. Okay, 2 of the bots leaking pretty hard. So 4, since you're leaking your bot, it's the right 2 most bots are leaking the most. Yeah. So 4 and Humor, since you guys are leaking your bots, I would say consistently keep that pressure on them since they're leaking constantly. And then try to coordinate with your teammates on when you guys think you can get full leaks. Realistically, probably looking at 15 as usual. Right, 15 as usual is a pretty solid assumption. You guys keep resending. Yep, just keep putting pressure on them. Trinity Archer on 13 is trash, so 4 should be able to destroy green bot again. And then the pink bot had a kingpin and was leaking. Yikes. Arc Tear with 0 gold left. Dude, that is absolutely perfect Seek. Continuing to king up into your bots, probably not a terrible play, Seek. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't recommend king upping constantly, but against bots really don't react perfectly to it. You are pushed really hard, so that income might have helped you a little bit on some of these waves, right? Because you're losing out on, 40-some, 50-some, 60-some gold in some of these waves. So keep that in mind. Income is still king when it comes to you being in the lead. King upping, while it does starve the opponent, is also starving yourself slightly. Arc Tear is doing a good job of catching split for you. I think you're still going to leak small, but not too bad. Considering you have Anglers as your main DPS source, leaking 13 is completely expected and fine. At this point, I'd look into basically just continuing putting Arc Tears and Bunks down. They're your main late game DPS tank source. That's about all you really got. It's not perfect, but it's something. So just kind of play around with those. I'll continue to kind of critique as we go. 4, I would say try to send everybody together now here. 15's a hard way for them. I would also implore against trying to send Bruiser or midline like auras on 15. Oh, this is 14. Excuse me. I was a wave ahead of myself. So 14 pack leader is fine, and so is Safety Mole. I was thinking for 15. I would probably upgrade the Angler here soon. I don't know if you really have enough gold to do so, which kind of stinks, but it's fine. Shadow, of course, I can BM you for saving too long. At this point, I would try to say Seek to get something in front of that Bounty Hunter, that Kingpin, because that Kingpin is taking aggro too much now. So whether it be another Yozora just directly in front or something even in the 3rd column, give your Bounty Hunter a little bit of relief. You're getting a lot of leaks though out of him, guys. Good job. Realistically right now, Shadow Cystics, I'm trying my best to just give Seek some coaching to showcase, to show him what I do for coaching realistically, because he talked about potentially getting coaching in the future. So this is at least I think a decent way to showcase it. So if you want to bunk here, I would place it again in the 3rd column at about the edge of where your current bunk's range is. So about right there. I don't know if you can see that ping. But 2 up from your Royal Guard is where I'd place that, and then upgrade that bunk if I were you. Upgrade that bunk. There you go. And then maybe something in the split to pull split closer, so even split with a Garg or something. Ooh, that's a big send. Always remember Bunk's 200 range, exactly. It's something that a lot of people struggle with. Yeah, you kind of lack DPS on these waves. I kind of expected 15 to be a shit show, so I'm glad you have full king. There's not a whole lot you can do. Lack of a DPS source outside of Angler is rough. If I can, I'll try to go back and look to see what your initial roll was. I don't know if it will show me, so we can kind of talk about it. Otherwise, if you remember what your initial roll is, I can at least discuss a little bit on how you could change it. Always try to have a DPS carry in the mid to late game. No matter what it is, you always want to try to have a DPS carry. I think you guys might just die here. Yeah, that's game. It happens.
Defeat.
So, as much as I don't like the idea of your only other DPS unit being Gate Guard, Seek, Gate Guard at least gives you another option. It's an okay DPS dealer. It's an okay DPS dealer, but I think Gate Guard at least would have given you another option. So if you want a Swift cover, drop Buckler. I completely agree. Swift there is required. You need a Swift to help cover you on some waves. Get rid of Buckler. You don't need it then. Or at that point, get rid of Gargoyle. One of the two. Buckler or Gargoyle can get out of your roll. I don't know what your other reroll options were unless I go in the game file, the log file for the game, which I'm not about to do because that's but yeah. So in that situation, you realistically only need 2 tanks, right? And I talk about it in my my fortified arcane video, etc. that I've been dropping them slowly. With a fortified unit as like a bunk for your tanking, you only really need one other tank, and that's Swift. So I think bunk in that situation is required for him, Cystix, just because he needs a late game tank. But that's tough. We would have been in a much different position as well if you had just kept the Bone Warrior up to a Crusher here on 4. And then instead of pushing another worker, we just had went Yozora on 6. You would have held 6 then. Would have been better off, I think. Yes, I talk about that in my fortified video, Typhon. That golems are budget kingpins are budget golems, if not a better golem. There was the big thing here, no matter what we look at, Cystix, I think, is a lot of DPS lacking. It was what I'm saying. A lot of tank is what I should say. Too much tank, not enough DPS mid to late game. Early game you can get by with anglers and green devils, etc. as your DPS, but starts to get sketchy. As long as we got room for Seek, we can do another. I'm gonna take a pee though. I need to take a pee break. Okay, so Mega's in for sure. We need Mega in for sure. And then after that, just get Seek. Mega, Goofy. We need Mega and Goofy for sure. And then the last one's kind of up to you guys. Okay, so Typhon, you want to skip? I'm going to take a pee quick. 1 second. And we can do... I will say this. We can do a full 4-person lobby, or like a full lobby, and then I just talk about things as we go. So if we wanted to get like 8 people who are all relatively gold or lower, that's fine. If we got that many people, I'll do it. I just can't then guarantee I'll be talking about everybody's builds. But if we got 8 players for it, we can get a full lobby. So Hist, if you want to jump into East teams and we'll just go like that, that's completely fine. I think that's completely fine. We just need to keep it realistic. Like Masquerita is going to be too powerful, I think, compared to some of you guys. Again, no offense, but a lot of bronzes and golds in this lobby. So, kind of go from there. I'm going to take a pee quick, though. I think the bots are better than you guys when you're losing. So just saying, you know, bots made me not that dumb, huh? I'll be right back. All right. We got to kind of change the team up a little bit. In Mojo, you can jump in. In Mojo, jump in. We got room for one more low elo. So, I mean, Typhon's definitely low enough elo. I've seen him play. He's pretty trash. Sorry, I just got a text. I guess my brother-in-law got in a car accident. Culpa, I don't... I mean, Plant should be low enough. So, I just... Yeah, just literally got word. I don't know. Like, my wife just sent me a thing. Actually, it was a while ago, but I'm fucking streaming. So, can't really check. Hoping he's not too beat up. So I just asked. She didn't like give me any additional information. It was just that he got in a car accident. I'm like, that's not what like, tell me more, please. Typhon, we've played ranked games before together. Or against each other, I should say. Not too long ago. The problem is the missus is working, so she probably just sent me that while she was quickly on break. Cedo, that's perfect. So, this works. Gosu, we can get you in next time. We just kind of have a lot of lower elos here. Yeah, that's completely fine. Again, I'm going to follow Seek the most, but... if you guys have questions, try to drop them in game, all chat if possible. And we'll go from there. Before I run, I'm gonna just quickly fill up my water because I'm empty, and talking like this consistently, trying to coach, really kind of kills my throat. So I'll be right back. Yeah, I mean, this is a sweat game. Play like you would have ranked here. Play like you would have ranked here. I'm gonna try to again talk about things as much as I possibly can. Seek, if you want my opinion on stuff for roles, like role selection, let me know and I'll do my best to help you out at the beginning. Everybody ready up though? It's a normal try game. Looks like a lot of people are ready up. Okay, we got a lot of people here ready. So just play like normal. That being said, possible to go to plus 50 here. Sure. Okay. One thing. Everyone push. Oh shit. Rejoin whoever that was. My apologies. Damn it. I don't even know who that was now. Chris, rejoin. There you go. I meant to hit set all. Go to 2 worker. All right. So your start so we start with 1 worker because it's a classic. We're gonna make it more like a normal 2v2. Push to 2 worker right away. That's it. Just do not build anything that requires it. Okay. Let me just message the brother-in-law quick. Make sure.